All right, good morning, good morning. All right, so we've managed to go out and get a new chain. Not looking forward to making it work with the new sprocket, but let's just test and see how it goes. I've learned my mistake from last time, so I'm definitely wearing gloves and on top of a rag so we don't attract too much dog fur. All right, and also for today, if I look uncomfortable, it's because I am uncomfortable. My back at the moment is so sore. I think yesterday was probably just the numbness, but then today it's proper sore. Like I was struggling this morning. So we got a 428 chain and also this time we have the linkage. We know what we're looking for.
Wow, gold!
So this is the chain, and let's compare it to the other chain. I think it should work on the rear sprocket. They look relatively similar, but yes, this is, thank God we're wearing gloves. It's so lubed up. So we'll just line it up with our other sprockets. And I'll get my daughter onto the camera because she wants to touch the camera. All right, so basically we're just gonna line it up and see how much we have to cut. Hi. All right, so I've got my first videographer. All right, cool. And this is the one we chop. We chop it from here. All right. I don't know if this is gonna be easy or not. Surprisingly, I got pretty good at this. I ended up damaging the link a little bit. I'll show you. Just there. Just a bit. I went too far, but that's done. So fit the new chain and we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels weird wearing gloves, but I can tell my hands are so much cleaner. So we've got the master key in. So I'm just gonna pretty much use some pliers to squeeze it on. I don't know how everyone else does it, but this is what you have. I forgot the bolt for this. Take off the top bolts and I'll just pivot them out the motor so we can fit the chain. Like so. So feed the chain on. That way it prevents me from having to retension it as much. Chain fits nicely. And then we just push the motor forward. That's it. And it's tensioned. So what happened? Well, we still have so much slack. So I'm probably going to take out another one because I'm getting pretty good at this. It should be relatively quite quick to take it out, and then we should be back. It makes no sense. I measured it like for like. It should fit. Let's just double check. Let me get my gloves on. So that's one end, all the way down to the other end. How's that possible? Makes no sense. Either way, doesn't matter. I think unless it wasn't sitting on the rear sprocket properly. Let's just double check it before I chop it again. Instead of resizing the chain, because like I said, it's got a bit of play. It's the same size, which makes no sense at all. So I'm just going to drill another hole here so that way we can still tension it properly. So I'll mark it up on both sides and then I'll drill. And then after that we'll play around with these tension bolts that are on the sides. But at least that way it minimizes the amount of work that we have to do. And also it's probably future proofing whenever I have to change the size of the chain, or whenever this chain stretches, we have adjustability. So everything has to come off so I can drill those holes properly. And all these little things are just tedious. And that's what I've realized. Most of my videos are just me trying to problem solve a problem that shouldn't even actually have happened in the first place. But you guys came along for the journey, so remember to keep on watching. Hey guys, I don't understand the purpose of these. They don't fit snug and they just wiggle around. Like, I'm always gonna have vibrations. Do I have to keep them there? Or can I just take them off? Because it doesn't seem to do anything. Let's take it off for now, because I can always slide them on after. And like I said, they don't do anything except for make noise. So I've got these bushings to probably, come to think of it, this is only for my bracket to slide up and down. I don't actually need it. But because I've designed and drilled everything based on having those there, can't really get rid of it now either. Otherwise it just throws everything possibly out of whack. So I'll keep it for now. But that's something I'll probably get rid of, because I don't even need the bushes anymore because it doesn't sit on the motor. And then I can just mount the base, the frame, directly onto that and just drag it up and down, which will make things easier. So, guys, moment of truth. See if I drilled the holes good enough that it lines up properly. So, can you guys see? Fingers crossed. Well, it's going to be a big mission because I have to take everything off. Alright, first one seems so good. Second one seems okay. Let's see how it all lines up. This one's, the bottom hole seems to be having a little bit of trouble going in. I have to lift it. Oh, there we go. I've got the right angle for it. Alright, now the other side. Wherever. That's okay, that one's a little bit tight, it seems. Same with the top one, but that's good enough for me. I should probably have to space out the holes a bit, but it seems okay for now. Guys, do you reckon that's enough? Alright, all the bolts are nearly in. Just double check everything. Don't want to rush it. Alright, we are good. Let's see. Alright, you guys, I'll let you guys have the same seat as yesterday. Fingers crossed. Something flew off. Alright. That's bonkers. I definitely need a chain guard because it was flicking oil everywhere. So I'm gonna put the chain guard. I'm gonna try put a chain guard on.
All that's just from the little squirt. All this oil, I'm not too sure it's meant to have that much oil, but I have to clean up all this. I don't know if you guys can see it. See? All that oil, so whether or not I can make a chain guard that fits over the entire thing, unlikely. I just don't imagine how I would do that. And also I have to tighten that because that's rotated. So I stole this. I didn't steal it, but my friend was throwing them out and he said, hey, do you want some? I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. So I got some of this angled galvanized steel that I'm going to mount up like that. I'm going to put an L bracket right there so it holds it like this. And then I'm going to trim it and I'm going to drop it to run it lower, and I'll do a bracket that gets to it. So that's the idea, alright? That's the idea in my mind. So let's just see how well I can pull this off. So at the same time, we're going to follow this channel, so it's going to go upwards like that. And by the looks of it, I have to do this little incision here, so that way I can bend it down. So I'm going to try to overlap that, fold that, and see how we go. We follow the shape of the chain of this frame here, so I want to do it as close as possible. Leave a gap so there's no vibrations, obviously, but we're gonna basically, seems to be cut right there. So we've looked at it and we're gonna try to cut it. So basically like this, which, oh, didn't end up too bad, huh? So I'm just gonna spot weld that right now, make sure that that stays in place. I have to say, I think my fabric's starting to get better, or visualizations or something, because I'm kind of impressed. So, alright, let's do this. I was gonna try to do all that with my hand there. I was actually contemplating, like, should I? Alright, my welding was better the other day, but as long as that holds, we should be okay. That's okay, I guess. A little bit bigger than I wanted, but I didn't even change the settings, so I'll change that Y speed down. Alright, so at the same time, we're going to put a guard at the front so it stops any oil spraying any further onto the seat and whatnot. So even if there's a small gap, it should be okay, but what we're going for is a relatively quite tight fit, if I'm capable of pulling that off. It should be okay. So have a walk with me. Basically this is what we're going for. It'll sit and be relatively like that. So how's that look? Kind of guards it like that. Good idea? So it's confirmed. The more confident that I weld, the worse it gets. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but, and you're probably thinking that's not too bad, but then you have a look on the inside and you're like, oh my lord. Anyways, that should hold, I think. Because my fabrication's not always that great, I'm gonna weld it on the cut, and we're just gonna pray that nothing catches on fire. So I've put that guard there to cover up that wire, whatever, but I'm just gonna pretty much weld that angle bracket in, and then that should be good. I don't know where you guys are gonna sit, so maybe you guys can sit on the actual mount itself. Guys, can you see that? Alright, we're gonna go for it. Hopefully you have enough wire. Let's just tack it at the top first. Make sure my clearance is good, so that way it doesn't have any vibrations. Hopefully. No. Nope. Alright, I can't get the right angle. Maybe the seat hasn't come off. I kind of don't want that. I want to come in at a weird angle. Gonna swap gloves. Because we're just trying to put a tack weld in at the moment. I think that's the second one. You're welcome. That didn't work, my back's sore, but we took it off, we took out the seat, and we're gonna try to do it properly. So I don't know how to weld, but did it end up too shabby? I think it's probably because the galvanized. It's still got galvanized on it, and it wasn't penetrating, or something. But I had to full crank it up to like 215 on the welder. So I think that's there to stay. So what we've learned over this whole course of this build is a good weld requires some paint. So we're gonna give this a blow over with some paint, just to admire the welds before they all get covered up. Yeah, so this is the new chain guard. Looks pretty good. We're gonna flick some color onto that. Alright, ignore the mess, but the guard is all done. See, looks fine with black. Paint's pretty poor out there. I rushed it. Alright, relocate the put the battery back down, test out the e-throttle later, the pedal throttle, and place that back, and the seat goes back in. Let's go! So we've tested the throttle, the pedal throttle, doesn't work. And I don't know why, have to go over the wiring, but it makes no sense. But all this is all sorted, noise, vibrations, everything sorted. Chain guard covers it entirely, and I'll remount the controller after I install the switches. But where do I install the switchboard? So, minus switchboard. I was thinking somewhere like, would it be cool if I had it here, or is the natural just placement would be here between your legs? I'm not too sure. Controller here, battery will go on that side. I'll see how it drives, but fingers crossed we can diagnose that pedal. Otherwise, it's not really a go-kart anymore. Alright, so I'm out here at night time trying to figure out this stuff. My reverse isn't working, and it's possibly due to me shorting it, because this was during the time where the controller wasn't working, so I kinda yeah. So I'm just plugging it to the laptop and seeing whether or not I can find an issue, because I googled it and possibly the reverse could be turned off, very possibly. So I'm going to try open it up and see what the issue is. Application. Okay, so we're on. So how do we connect? Go through it. No. Whilst I try to figure that out, I'll keep you guys updated. But I wasn't expecting it to be so old school. Oh, it's connected. Oh, COM5 says connected. Alright, so the question is, how do I turn on reverse? Page 2. So page 2, current limiting. Speed limiting, no. Anything you guys see? Page 3. Pole pairs, exchange, whole wire. So when we were running it before, that was just the low setting. I think, if I'm reading this correctly, it was the low setting, which means that it's got a lot more oomph. I don't know how to enable any of this works. This is says the focus on this is actually quite bad compared to the other cameras I've had, so this is something that I am noticing. Trying to see. Alright guys, I can't figure out how to do the reverse. I know all it takes is for us to reverse the polarity of the motor, but I need it via a switch so I can do it in reverse safely. Yeah, I'm not too sure yet, and the throttle is still not working, so I've got to pull that. Man, I cable tied it and everything like that, so I now have to pull it off and figure out why it's not working. Fun. Alright, fix my throttle pedal. From the factory, I was looking at the colors, and from factory they had the green and the red mixed up, so all I did was deepen it and swap it around, and it seems to be working. It's not as sensitive as I would like it. There's a little bit of play in it, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that. But basically, if you look at this unit, look how much it moves before the throttle kicks on. Ideally, I want it to be twitchy as possible. As soon as you touch it, it goes like there. But look how far I have to go before it starts moving. So I'm not too sure. I think driving it, you'll probably get used to it. That's like a quarter, and this thing's on low. This thing's gonna rip. Alright. We created a toggle switch on this, so we just turn it off. And that's it for now. I still need to figure out reverse. But that's it. That is it for me today. I'm tired. I've had enough. My brain hurts. My back is sore. And looking over there, far, far, far away, there's a coilover that needs some unseizing.